Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kelem Ikin. You can call me Yem. Here I will tell you about my experience. But before I went to Seoul, I was in front of my homepage. Here I will tell you both experience. My experience about my birthday. One morning when I was little, my family and I were my father, my mother and my two siblings went to the garden to clean the garden. Arriving at the garden as usual, we had breakfast in the garden. After we finished breakfast, we did our activities. Our parents went to clean the garden, and I looked after my last sister. Meanwhile, my other sister played with melted plastic cups. All children would know what I mean. Children. In the past, I liked to burn plastic cups and make toys, even though they knew it was dangerous. But their names were also our children did not. Not not long after that I went towards the dry tea dishes from our breakfast this morning kind entirely. At the time the river was big and the road was slippery because of heavy rains last night. I slipped into the river and drowned. At the time I felt like everything was empty. I could not breathe. I was unconscious. I thought I was dead, but we all have destiny. After I released, my mother told me what happened. I turned. How did my mother come to the tide to get drinking water? And he saw me while he immediately rushed over to me and trying to find me in a big river that was heavy and dark. Oh yes, I forgot I tell you that we in the garden in a small hut. After that he found hair and piled up to my head. I happen to have long hair and I'm very grateful because I was allowed to live until now and did not stop there of the same. The after I drowned, my hand was hit by fire and burned I was okay. Only burns were pretty good. So the story after I drowned, I took a break. After resting, I was called lunch by the two my parents. Was my hands under the hut because of the big drum of the rainwater reservoir, and while my first brother was still playing with the melt plastic glass which He called me to see the color of his glass melting next when. At the same time I came from, below he came from, above while trying to melt the plastic cups, and the plastic cup uh, that still had the fire melting. I was my hand, and at the time I'm trapped in pain without release it my immediately slammed the melt my only hand. All of my hand hit me left hand, which was bad at the time, but the right hand was also his, but the scar and disappear. The left but until now cannot be lost in his scar. Fourth, the day was my most unlucky day, but besides that I'm grateful because I was still given the opportunity to tell story of my experience. I hope you like.